Hi everyone, welcome to Online Darts, a very special Zoom. We have the 16 times champion of the world, the legend that is Mr. Phil Taylor. Phil, first of all, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Phil. I'm absolutely brilliant.
Are you happy that lockdown is coming towards an end and some normality is on the horizon, hopefully?
Yes, I am in a way. Yeah, of course I am. And just to probably just to go and see family and friends. You know what I mean? Just go and visit. Really, I'm not one for going out pub and eating stuff like that. But it'd be nice just to get out and about without all the rules and regulations. Yeah. In fact, I don't really know what the rules and regulations are. Quite honestly, because this has been my life for 30 years.
Some big news broke over the weekend. We have a World Seniors Championship coming in 2022. Yeah. And I know you've known for a while, and trying to keep it a secret, was that hard work?
No, not really, because I don't really mix with that many people as it is. So I'm excited about it. I'll be quite honest with you. And I'm going to get ready for it. For me to do May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months, nearly 9 months practice for one tournament is unknown. So that's what I'm more looking forward to getting right. You know what I mean? Gary's designing me a new dart, which I should have within the next couple of weeks. Gary Plummer from Target. So that's what I'm more excited about, to see if I can iron out all my faults like I used to have when I was playing professional, where you're playing every week, week in and week out. You haven't got time trying your faults out. So I'm gonna see if I can perfect the game, see if I can make myself a better player than what I was before.
When the idea was floated to you, did you instantly fall in love with the idea of a seniors?
Yeah, straight away. Yeah. Straight away, I went, yeah, I'll enjoy that. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, straight away. And I like Jason Tame and Jason Francis as well. Went out my head. Sorry, Jason Francis. Yeah, they're all right. Them two.
Looking ahead to it, obviously, we still don't know the format and everything like that. But obviously, you made a lot of money from darts. But some of the older generation, obviously, the money wasn't in the sport then. So this is a great opportunity for them as well to earn some money in difficult times.
Of course it is. Yeah. We've just been talking about this, me and Bob. It isn't just the older players, which is great for everybody, for in for you, Bob, when lockdown kind of thing, when the world, you don't know what's going to happen. But it's the younger players I was, thinking about who are not earning a living at the minute. I said to Bob, I wonder how they're getting on. The bank accounts must be running dry. So I'm just thinking, how they do? Jason Tane's been brilliant with motors. Giving these little tournaments at home, giving them a bit of pocket money and whatnot. It's brilliant. So, but the other players that aren't doing this, no idea how they make a living.
Just looking ahead to the World Seniors as well, obviously 16 players to start with in the inaugural one. But like the snooker, could this develop into something really, really big for the seniors once they finish the professional game?
Yes, 100% it can. We can launch this now. Me, myself, John, Keith, and Bob Anderson, etc. The players that are involved, Dennis Priestley. We can launch this now for the next generation, 100%, and it will take off because people know who we are. So I think the crowds, if they allow crowds in, will love it. You know what I mean? The standard might not be as high as the younger players now, but I think the general public will love it.
I was just saying, you said that about the general public because you guys were characters in your own right when you played.
Yeah.
People still remember these great darting rivalries that you had, and they're looking forward to seeing them reignite again.
Well, we were lucky, really. I say lucky. We had to work for it. But people like myself, Bob Anderson, Keith Deller, John Lowe, we're on TV for years. I mean, I've been on TV for going on for 30 years, about 25 years, probably. So the people know who you are. The thing is, at the minute, the people that have broke through with the younger generation, all of a sudden lockdowns come and they're not being seen as often as what they used to be. The work isn't there. The money isn't there at the minute for them unless they win. So, but the older players, obviously, we've been there for so many years. We did have the better times then. Not as much money, but it was a better game then.
Who are you most looking forward to doing battle with again?
Well, I don't know the full lineup yet. I think I love playing John Lowe. He's something about John I've always loved playing. Keith Deller, I love playing Keith because he's just a character. Bob Anderson's tough work. Peter Manley, if he's in it, I love playing Peter. But the one I'm most looking forward to, if it was to happen, is Dennis Priestley.
Yeah, I know that you're not a huge social media fan, but you dip in and dip out of it. But the general buzz around Saturday and Sunday when this got announced, obviously Keith was on and everything like that, is
Yeah,
this has really set something going here.
yeah. My biggest thing is I don't go on social media very often. You know, I'll tell the people that look after it for me what to put on for me, and they do it properly. You know, so I don't get myself in any trouble. And I don't like the negative parts of it, so I keep away from it. You know, it's gonna be a tough world out there, as you know. But I know social media media has gone mental for it because they tell me, Bob tells me, and Karen tells me. So, but it's a great buzz, and it'll be brilliant.
Obviously, we've seen you play a little bit during lockdown, bits and bobs for the charity events
Yeah.
on like the soft tip and board and whatever. But without the exhibitions, is it going to take you this long to get ready? Because obviously, competitively, you haven't thrown for a while now.
No, no, it wouldn't take me that long to get ready, but I'm glad it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to spend a few months and try and perfect it. You know what I mean? Where I can say to Gary, can we just have a little bit shaved off here, or can we just alter? But to have 5 or 6 months to perfect it is brilliant for me. Do you know what I mean? And I can do everything that I always wanted to do now.
Just listening to you talk like that is fascinating because this is the old Phil Taylor. As in, I mean,
Yeah.
I used to get the flights out and start cutting them yourself. You're now talking about
Yeah.
the darts and perfecting this and perfecting that. This is really lit a fire within.
Well, I couldn't do it any other way, Phil. I can't put my name to something and give it 100%. And there was times when I was playing professional when I couldn't give it 100%, and I used to phone my sponsors and apologise for it, and they'd say, "Don't be daft," but I didn't like it. I never liked going into a tournament and not being right. Do you know what I mean? Where you're tired, or you've travelled too much, or you've done this. You know why. People know why you lose tournaments. Michael Van Gerwen knows why he has played as well as what he has done, and all of a sudden he's pulled it out again, and he's playing brilliant again. But you know the reason why, and you have to put it right. But sometimes you just haven't got, especially when you're famous, you haven't got the time to put it right, or they don't let you to put it right because you're too busy doing other things. But now I can do it properly and then get ready for it. And whoever draws me first round, you've got a tough game, trust me.
Have you given Gary a brief of what you want and what you want changed for your dart? Because the little torpedo one you've played brilliant with, I'm guessing it's going to be a modification of that, but just how you like it a little bit more.
Can I tell you something? I haven't got a clue, and that's on the Bible. That is, I would not have a clue. You know, Gary's like Mr. Bling, so I should have a sample of the dart. He said within the next week to 2 weeks. So I said to him, "Well, I'm going to start practicing on the 1st of May. So that gives me a few months to get ready. I'm not going to kill myself the first month, just nice and steady, maybe half an hour twice a day. Just get my arm loose, because when you first throw, your arm aches off because it's a new exercise, like doing dumbbells. So I'm going to get used to that first, and then also start putting the practice in where I want to alter my stance and try different things to see if I can get it perfection.
Talking about perfection, there, can you get any better because you've achieved everything within
I can get better than what I am now, that's for sure. whether I can get better than when I was at my best, I don't know, but I can try. I mean, I'd love to go up there and play better than I've ever played in my life, and at 180s for fun, and at 9 darters, I would love to do it, and then I'd enter the UK Open.
Speaking of
And that would put a right spring up Barry in. I'll tell you straight, he'd love it.
I was about to say that if you could go into the UK Open, the Rivalries qualifier, and get a space, that would be like the theatre of dreams, wouldn't it? Phil Taylor going back to my head.
Listen, Barry is a promoter, right? And the best thing for Barry is publicity. So for Phil Taylor go into it, qualify, which would be hard to qualify, and then go down to wherever the venue is, Milton Keynes, wherever they decide to put it, and to play these pros who would be absolutely shaking like a leaf, I can tell you now. He would love it. And if I did well in it, Barry would bask in it, trust me, because it makes people talk. The best thing about any sport is publicity and people talking. Word of mouth is better than anything. And people would talk, and people will be talking about darts.
I would love to see the look.
I tell you now, Phil, and I don't tell you any lies. I won't tell you. I don't need to. But I've heard more about this Legends competition than the Premier League. The Premier League was starting on Monday, and nobody mentioned the Premier League to me. Everybody was about the Legends, you're back, the power's back. I said, well, I am, but not on the main circuit, if you know what I mean. Everywhere I went, I'm glad you're back. I watch darts again now, because a lot of people told me they've switched off from darts. But now they're saying, I'm going to watch it again. And that's what Barry needs.
just a couple of bits off of what you said there. First of all, I'd love to see the look on professional faces if you were in that floating draw for the UK Open, because there would be like
be the biggest draw ever. But the thing is, as well, where Barry Ain used to say, you know, when Phil Taylor and Barry Ain walk in the room, you should thank us. Well, now Barry Ain should thank Jason Tane for coming up with the idea and Jason Francis, which he'd never do, but he'll laugh about this when he uses it.
You must be over the moon, like you said, with all the reaction that fans and friends and everything they've given you. Oh, you're back, you're back. Is this a comeback, or is this just a little notch?
No, it's not a comeback. Whatever Jason puts on the Legends Tour, or there's more, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to kill myself. I'm too old for that now. I can't do, you know, traveling Australia one day, traveling New Zealand the next day, then being in Blackpool the next day. It's not possible for me anymore. I'm too old for that. Plus, I'm well enough. You know, I've had blood clots, so I've got to be careful. Even though I feel like they're going now, but you know, you could get them anytime, so I've got to be careful. But yeah, I'm excited about the Legend Tour. I'm not going to be traveling around the world. You know, the furthest I'll ever go is probably a 2 or 3 hour plane ride if I'm allowed to. But other than that, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy this tournament. I'm not going to put any pressure on me, and I'm not going to do loads of press. I'm going to get ready.
Just looking ahead, obviously you touched on the Premier League. A couple of bits I want to ask you about. I'm not going to go into it fully because I know you don't watch it fully. But first of all, a Premier League without the world champion and world number one due to COVID is heartbreaking for the tournament. And for Gezi himself, if you were in that situation, that would be devastating, wouldn't it?
I'd asked for a retest straight away. I'd have said, no, it's not right. I'd have gone straight back up again, said, retest me, and then see what happens. Because you can have bad tests as well. And if it comes out twice that you failed, then obviously you failed. But if they've set the rules and precedent where it's the same for everybody, obviously it is. If you failed, you're off home, then that's the rules. It doesn't ring right, no, because I think Gerwyn would have done, you know, Gerwyn Price would have done well in this.
Yeah, because I know he's one that you actually enjoy watching now.
I do, yeah. He'd one I'd like to draw in the win, the UK, if I got him at the final. I'd love it.
Also, as well, I know someone that you took under your wing to a degree and you'd messaged him is Glenn Durrant, obviously visible, struggling with his darts at the moment. Something's not quite right. Would you drop him a message just to give him an encouragement? Because it's not nice seeing fellow professionals struggling.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Phil. I have texted Glenn a few times and he's not text back. I think he just wants to be left alone, which I totally understand. You know, I'm not going to pester Glenn. I've texted him maybe 3 months ago, and you know, and nothing. And I text him again, nothing. So in my eyes, he wants to be left alone. He doesn't want anybody's advice. He just wants to try and sort it out himself, which is fair enough. At the minute, it's not working. But he knows, again, he's a professional player. He knows what's wrong, what's the matter. Maybe the COVID has took something out of him that he can't replace. But at the minute, mentally wise, he's not right. I mean, he should never be losing. So, I mean, as much as Dimitri's a great player, he shouldn't be losing 7-0. He shouldn't be missing 12 darts at a double or 11 darts at a double last night. It's crazy. But he'll put it right in his own way. Either that, or he goes back to what he used to do. You know, he goes back being at work where he's happy, because at the minute he doesn't look happy.
I was going to touch on that. Obviously, when you've worked all your life and played, and to just become a full-time professional, that can be a hard thing to get used to, because your days aren't full anymore, are they?
No, you're away from home all the time. You're stuck in hotel rooms. It might not suit him. You know, it's only Glenn can tell you. He might be crawling up the walls when he's in them hotel rooms. I don't know. He's away from his family, which obviously he is. And you've got to be, you know, restricted. You can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that. So it may be not for Glenn at the minute. Maybe after lockdown, you'll see a different Glenn Durrant. Also, hopefully, anyway, because I hate seeing him like this.
Yeah, I knew you were fairly close with him when he first
came over. Glenn. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Last one from me on the general standard. A lot of people have commented recently that the bar has perhaps dropped since your retirement. Obviously, you, Barney, Michael set the bar really high in those things, and maybe the professional game has just dropped slightly. Would you agree with that? That the very top end isn't quite there anymore?
I don't know. In fairness, I don't know. And I've noticed, if I look at the average, so I do look up the scores and I look at the averages, and some of the averages are not very good. Like Michael Van Gerwen won the other night with a 91 average, and I've never known. Michael's never had a 91 average against me in his whole career, I don't think. And getting just winning on an 88 average, you know what I mean? People have an 88 averages. The averages are dropping, definitely. Whether that's because they're doing too much, whether they're tired, whether they're stuck in hotel room. I mean, the whole lifestyle's changed. as what it was when I was playing. So what would I be like now? I'd have a dartboard in my room. That's 100% sure, because you'd be bored. You'd be bored out your tree. So whether it's that or not, I don't know. You'd have to ask the players really what's going through their heads, because obviously if they're not playing like they can, or they're trying too hard because the money isn't. The money's there if you win the tournament, but if you're not doing exhibitions and you're not getting the sponsorship like you used to do, then they're going to need money, because they've still got to stay in hotels and pay for it, this, that, the other, so, and travelling and pay wages. So they might be just under a little bit of pressure.
Phil, absolute pleasure talking to you as always. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us online darts, and we can't wait to see you in the season. Yeah. Phil, pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. See you, Bear.